And I think
has your sex calmed down now? Is it still wild and stunting, or have you more in tune with what you can do at this age?
No, I think I'm more in tune with what I can do and stuff at this age, because I'll tell you why. Me and my boys, we were having a convo and stuff, whatever, like a few weeks ago and stuff, and we were talking about like getting pains, pains through sex. Like, I remember you and I were talking about it and stuff, whatever, right? So I think it was kind of like when you and I were talking about it. Salute to that person and stuff, whoever sent that question, because it was somebody sent us the question, right? Ask the son. Can't remember your name. We do appreciate that question, but everything, like the questions and the topics we talk on the show, we tell them treat like a Thanksgiving turkey is something you can eat for days. I took the convo to them.
Okay.
And then when we were having a convo and stuff, guys were saying they done caught Charlie horses. One dude said he said he was digging in the woman, lost his footing when he was standing up, and he slipped and kind of.
The Podical podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Not your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny.
What's up, everybody? I'm Marvelous Stereo.
And I'm not your average Joseph.
And we are the Mysterious Sons.
The Mysterious Sons?
And not your average Joseph. We are the Podical Sons. Let's start this show. How you feeling today?
I'm good, my brother. A little bit tired, but I'm here. I'm ready to pot, man. I'm ready to pot, my brother.
Yeah, I know. Aren't we all, man? Yeah. Yo, it's a lot.
It's action-packed weekend.
Action-packed weekend. Damn, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Appreciate the blessing and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So we call that. Like, comment, subscribe, all of the above.
Yes, sir.
All streaming platforms possible. Search Podical Sons podcast, podicalsons.com. We are there. All streaming, like all social media platforms as well, at Podical Sons. You can find us. You can see us on YouTube as well. Cheese. Wait, hold on. Mysterious cheese. And
Live in Mysterio.
Live in Mysterio.
Live in Mysterio.
Not live in Mysterio. Yeah, man. We are here, man. Let's start the show. Salute to everybody that the moving hands and pieces and within the whole world battle beat makers competition. To the winner, Picasso.
Congrats.
Footage will be up later. To the second place person, DJ Quality. I had high hopes. Before the competition started, I told you he was gonna win it.
Yeah.
And then I still, DJ Quality has a part of my heart.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, you didn't bring the heat? He's like, I'm like, bring the heat. So you see, I was on stage at that time.
Right.
And then when it hit, he looked back and pointed towards me and stuff, whatever. They're like, who's he pointing at? I'm like, me. And LP's like, oh, that's your man. Shout out to LP. Shout out to all the hip hop heads and stuff.
Shout
that
out
was there.
to all the veteran producers and MCs.
Big Noid,
they put on
LP,
a show, man.
Doo-Wop, Lex Luger.
They put on a show, man.
Hell of a moment and stuff. AZ, how can I forget AZ?
I can't forget
AZ, you're the reason why I wore my tracksuit today, man.
Right?
You put one pants leg up for New York out here.
Listen, man, AZ came in with the flyness. It's just like, you just looked at him and said, yeah, that's a real New York nigga. That's a real New York nigga.
It's just the whole conversation and everything and stuff like that. Because when I was by the side and stuff, whatever, he gave me a head nod. We were talking for like a little quick bit.
Right.
And I was like, yo, it's a pleasure to meet you and stuff, whatever, right? He's like, stop it, man. I'm just a regular person and stuff,
Yeah.
I just got ahead of y'all, so that's why I got a little more change than y'all. I was like, I'll take that.
I'll take that.
So
yeah.
And yeah, man, salute to everybody and stuff that came out, that showed out. The hands running everything, us, Clifton and everything. We are here. Crying. Too much to mention.
Blue, yeah.
Blue, man.
Listen, it's a tight knit crew of us. We've been doing this for over 10 plus years. So it's like it's family, man. We were a little rusty because the
pandemic
halted it for the past 3 years, but back in it was good, man. I enjoyed myself. Tired. So tired.
I think
we got a pod. We got a pod.
Yeah, I think the dopest thing and stuff, whatever, is like I was mentioning to you, and I'll say it and stuff. For the salute to Lex Luger, like I always look at stuff as like real ass people,
right?
And I think maybe because the whole celebrity stardom thing and stuff like that, I guess. Well, my convo is not regular,
right.
My convo is not regular and stuff, whatever. So I don't care about like glitz and glamour shit. It's minuscule to me and stuff. Now, the people essence and stuff of a human being, like my man is really and truly like a blowing and growing and blossoming human being.
Yes.
And he's coming into himself and stuff. And then much less like the fire history of like his track record and stuff and the hits that he's produced and stuff and everything. And he cleared up a lot when it came to his definition of producer and beat maker and stuff like that, right? DJ Khaled is a producer.
Yes.
He's not a beat maker.
No, he's not.
I've learned that and stuff yesterday with the whole, the one-on-one and everything like that with him. But yeah, salute to everybody and stuff. Appreciate you guys and stuff. And yeah, that's part of the reason why people are exhausted.
But we're here to pod.
We're here
to pod. We're here to pod.
All right, man. Start with the polls. Let's start with the polls.
Right.
First poll of the week said, which do you believe in more? Religious beliefs or medical care? Talk about it.
Medical care.
It was a 50-50 split, actually.
Yeah, I'd say medical care.
You say medical care?
Yeah.
I'm with medical care and stuff, but a 2. I look at it stuff. Religious belief aspect, I am for.
Yeah.
But I'm one of the people that believes like God helps those who can help themselves.
And
so
continue.
So I look at it.
I'm on that line.
Yeah.
I'm on that line.
I look at it stuff as if you try to do the best you can do from your side.
Yeah.
We're talking about your own personal stuff, then this is beyond you. You're not taking to the doctors and stuff and the people, medical practice people.
Yeah.
And then now you've done everything you could possibly do or ran, like, let's say if they told you like, oh, there's an herb in Tibet and all the above. And you booked the flight to go to Tibet to go get this herb.
Yeah.
And shit still not working. You really have to leave it the rest up to God.
Yeah.
Or your your maker, your creator, the universe. But you got to play your part. And I feel like a lot of people don't play their part and they just let it pop off. Go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say like just, through medical advancements, what man has, been able to teach himself, perfect and carry through. We don't know everything, right? But we know enough to extend life to a certain extent, right?
Right.
We can take care of certain diseases to a certain extent. And I just look at it as, no, God is doing that.
Talk about it.
Like that person who went to med school, something told him to go to med school. You know what I mean? And for him to become a doctor, something told him, yo, I gotta push through whatever it means. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not an everyday job.
Right.
It's a job where you're in a position to save people's lives.
Right.
Right? So I'm like, if you took it that serious, something in you made you take it that serious. And if there's something in you that made you take it that serious, then you know what? I have faith in your ability. I have faith in my God that He endowed you with whatever you need to do to preserve life.
That's a good way to look at it. I'm not mad at that. Far from it. I'm not mad at it at all.
So that's why I'm never shying away from medical. That I'll speak with the doctor. You understand? To understand as much as I possibly understand. Right? I'm not just gonna
take everything for face value.
Yeah, take everything for face value. But if I'm confident in his capabilities, no, do what you need to do to save my life.
Do.
God put me in your hands.
I was about to say. So let me ask you this: should a brain dead person be kept alive?
I always struggled with this. You know what I mean? It's like, is there a way to resuscitate like the brain, like
restart it, like jumpstart it or something like that again? Does you mean?
Well, it's like when you're brain dead, it's like, isn't that and you're dead? No.
For lack of better words, it's more like some motor skills and stuff are not active.
Okay.
So the brain, the synapses and stuff are firing, but they're not responding to certain particular parts.
Okay. So, but they're conscious of everything. Are they conscious of things?
Depends on what part. Yeah, depends on what part of stuff. Whatever is like, I'm gonna say like kind of like dead or destroyed.
Yeah.
Because they, strokes.
Right.
They create hardening portions and stuff within your brain, right? And then a lot of things and stuff won't be the same stuff after that. And then somebody could probably take a heavy injury.
Right.
ABI, acquired brain injury.
Right.
And that could be another factor and stuff where, like, let's say everything a lot, especially within the brain.
Yeah.
From the amygdala to the hypothalamus and all that type of stuff, like they just function off like a particular vein and a particular artery.
Okay.
To kind of just feed everything.
Right.
Now, when they function, like, it's here, it might move your toe and everything. So it's kind of like, it's so funny. I was laughing at acupuncture.
Right. Right.
Acupuncture. People take acupuncture so insignificantly, but it's so major because you can realize that sometimes stuff like one little pain on one part of your body would probably cripple you without even you thinking and stuff. Whatever. You're like, I just feel a sharp pain and stuff like, let's say, like probably in your thigh area and stuff, whatever. And you're like, my left finger won't move, or like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So many things and stuff are connected.
Have you ever had acupuncture done before to you, or?
I'm not brave enough for it yet. I think I might be, because I think the thing and stuff is that I'm okay with a needle, like, let's say a tattoo, yes. Boom, 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 doing your thing, gone. If I gotta see this shit just like in me, I'm gonna think I'm in Hellraiser, so it's not, I'm like, I'm not pinhead. Yeah. So that's why my thing is stuff is like, what we not gonna do is all of that, whatever, right? But I think for some part, I'm not gonna go with religious belief and say, I don't believe in acupuncture. No, if it's part of this medical treatment, and there might be this might be another easier route compared to doing something like, let's say, drastic, run it.
Because I think that's part of my skepticism with acupuncture, is that I don't know anybody who's physically had it done for me to get that word of mouth. You know what I mean? To say, yeah, you know what?
Have you went for a massage?
I've gone for a few massages.
So a lot of times, like, people don't pay attention and stuff for that. But like, if you don't do a full body massage,
right?
You just stick to like a back or arm and everything. You'll see that like even like the left arm, would play a role and stuff on like so many other muscles.
Right. Okay.
Right. But remember, most people are doing like full body massage. So like, because they're now, I want to say some muscles and tissues and stuff are being stimulated and active.
Yeah.
They don't know what is what, but they just know they feel better.
Right. Okay.
So like if it's more localized, you can kind of track whatever, right?
Right.
If it's like more of like on a systemic level,
it's
kind of
hard to pinpoint it. Got it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The next poll actually works in with what you just said. Should you lie to get a job that takes you out of poverty? And 78% said yes. Talk about it.
Ah, yes, hell yeah.
So what if God didn't send you to a medical school?
Right.
But God needed you to do... No, not even God needed you to do. God didn't send you to these type of places and stuff and everything like that. But they're like, yo, we're looking for somebody to fill the position. You're like, what do? Take a little blood here, do this. And you're like, it's nothing. You had no education behind it.
Right.
You seen a few YouTube videos because you can learn anything off YouTube.
Right.
Changed my mind.
Right.
Then you said, fuck it, you're going to give it a shot, right?
Yeah.
This job now. Now remember, you couldn't get a job to buy a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
But you now came up with a job that's not paying you about like $80K.
Yeah.
They said, congratulations, not your average. You're hired.
You know what? I'm a full-time YouTube student. Because at $80K, I'm not trying to lose that, Marv. Best believe I will learn on the job.
But you don't know that.
I will learn on the job. I'm like, nurse, how you do this again, nurse?
So you play with people's lives now and everything now.
Nurse? Nah, see, that's one thing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't go into a profession like that knowing that I can seriously affect somebody's
so what profession
health.
would you go into then? Just because there was an expose and stuff I seen about a month ago.
Yeah.
Either not in July, then probably, sometime in July.
Right.
Where there was this fake university.
Yeah.
You can get university degrees and stuff for that. I'm not going to mention the website and everything like that, whatever, but it's basically like there's, let's say, blah, blah, blah courses or some shit like that.
Yeah.
They basically tell you, like, yo, you pay less than $500 US?
Yeah.
Yo, they sent you a print off for the university.
We're going to get you this degree.
Yeah. And I'm looking at stuff, I'm like, so a lot of these jobs from these people, because I think they said over, if I'm not mistaken, like over like 2,000 to 3,000 people and stuff got like fake degrees and stuff like that. So I guess they're going through tracking and trying to like, catch up to people.
Right.
So there's one dick move and stuff where this, like, he's like the investigative reporter from whatever town.
Yeah.
They roll up on some dude and stuff for there. They're like, same thing. Hi, Michael Harris. Hey, how's it going? They're like, you went to school at blah, 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 right? Didn't you? He's like, yeah. Well, it's a fake school and stuff, whatever. Should we tell your employer that your degree...
Your school don't exist.
So if you need a degree for this job, and the man make over $100K. So I'm like, first of all,
yeah.
you need to mind your business.
You need to mind your business. You might end up missing from some people. You messing with livelihood at that point.
Yo, the infamous mob said, what's wrong with motherfuckers, but when they ever learn? Keep playing with that fire, that's getting burned. I was like, there's so many people out there don't really have the know-how for it. Now, the part that you said you would try to do your best to learn as much as you can and stuff, whatever, while you're on the job and etc. Like, I feel like specific jobs, like you can, if you take a trained monkey, they always say that. If you take like the training, the focus, and the know-how stuff for certain people, like, I think you can make the cut.
Yeah. So specific jobs.
Yes.
And let's be honest, there's jobs out there posting that want college and university degree that don't really need college and university degree.
Give me an example for one.
Technical writer.
Technical writer? You need a degree for that?
Screenplay writer. You know what I mean? They'll take, you know what I mean? They'll prefer people who have degrees, but you don't need that. Marv, you can go apply for that. You can say, hey, I did, and you wouldn't be lying, you screen wrote for the past 5 years.
Technically, you saw what? There's formal schooling behind that.
Yeah,
did not know that.
For anything involving arts, there's schooling behind it.
I've realized that, and I don't know if podcasting is a degree, but I know they teach podcasts. Yeah, they have courses and stuff like that, right? So I'm looking at stuff. I'm like, the landscape of education and what you need to do things.
Yeah,
it's a lot. I do feel like education and stuff you do make a come up on.
Right.
So I look at it where like some of these private colleges and stuff, whether they come alive and like kind of rape the market for certain type of things. But then I realize like a lot of employers, they choose to go that route.
Yeah.
Like I want to say there's grandfathering into like positions and stuff. That time is come and gone.
It's gone.
So I look at like the employers made this choice.
Right. Yeah.
To move forward and stuff like that. Because I mean, worst case scenario, I look at it where probationary period is a must for everywhere.
Yes.
Yes, your company might take a liability and all that type of stuff for specific things. I'm just looking at it where you don't really want to have, like I want to say, don't give your benefits and don't give like the full out rollout package until
until you understand who you have.
Yeah, because you might have somebody just dancing through on some bullshit, whatever. And let's say if it is a nurse or what particular medical position, they might even like malpractice might go down and everything, and your company does have to eat that. Right. Now I understand with certain positions and jobs and things you have licensing and all that and stuff, whatever too. But I feel like yes, when you're getting into the life possible threatening things, licensing like medical people, engineers, because like these landscapes and stuff. Somebody got to eat the cost.
Somebody's got to eat the cost, right?
Yeah, for this.
I mean, even when I was working as an auto work on the line, like the supervisors there, you had to have like you had to have like some sort of degree to be a supervisor there. But the supervisor's job, I see team leaders do it. I see other people do that job. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I think a lot of times it's just people want to know your level of education for your level of understanding.
Fair, that's fair.
I you know what I mean? Like that's how I feel it is sometimes. Like it's easier to know that someone is here, then you don't have to teach them as much than someone who's here.
Right. Fair. Okay. Some things that happened this week. What would you want to start with?
Yeah. How are we doing with Maui? We heard anything else on that? Is conditions getting better?
Well, most of the fires and stuff have been kind of dealt with.
Okay.
Because I want to say they did get like squints of rain situations. I don't want to say tropical storms,
right?
But a good amount of like other storms and stuff like that. So that kind of helped.
Help
deal with some of the fire thing. I think it's the cleanup is the issue.
Right.
Because now I want to say some places and stuff where water is now draining out, and the last thing I heard before Trumpet was the body count did raise a little bit more. I think it was like 130 something.
Right.
So last time I recall saying on the podcast, like 100, like over 110. Can't remember.
Right.
But then it went to like 130 something. So it's the recovery aspect. From
the last piece of news that I heard was they were making an issue of Biden talking about he was in a similar situation with his house fire burning down. He had to evacuate, and then when they checked out the report, it was just a kitchen fire, and they had to do it.
So they even checked the report.
Come on, they're pulling the receipts.
Yikes.
They're pulling the receipts.
Yikes.
And they pulled it and it's like, it was just a kitchen fire and that was it. So they're like, yo, how dare you? It's like, but I'm somewhat glad that there's some sort of relief happening because it sucks. Just watching it, that you're here and, life carries on for you, but there's people in situations that, things was just good just a week ago.
Well,
right?
it's like that's what I'm saying. It's a level of gratitude. Why you shouldn't take things for granted.
Can't.
Right? Like I look at it where it was funny. So a lot of times and stuff, before I leave out, like for the morning,
yeah,
I put my hand on the door and I'm like, I hope I can be able to touch this door again. Because people get into car accidents all the time, to and fro from work.
All the time.
Freak accident shit happens all the damn time. People jump the curb and stuff. Like, after I drive to work, I walk down to work and everything like that. And then other missions and stuff like that, I could just happen to be an innocent bystander or a victim.
Yeah.
To a circumstance.
Yeah.
Right? So I might not have the opportunity to touch the door again, to be grateful that, they shelter me over the night and hopefully they can shelter me another night.
Right.
I think a lot of people have lost the sense of like gratitude, so they're just thinking like, "Yo, my home is here because I paid the money and stuff for it, whatever." Your neighbor could be like a meth maker.
Yeah,
shit can blow up and your house is gone too. And fortunately, like let's say you're not there when it happens.
Yeah,
but now you're homeless.
Anything is possible, man.
And that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying and stuff is not foreign. Look how many explosions, like drug lab explosions that happens and stuff. Here, a lot of times, Markham, they need to be watched. You suspect Markham, Ontario. Y'all suspect over there.
Even if it's not a lab blowing up, I remember a few times in the city of Brampton where they had like, it'd be like, there's a lot of townhousing, right? So if somebody's unit catches on fire, stands a good chance that 3 or 4 other units might, at the very least, get smoke damage.
Without a doubt. But I think a lot of people don't really, not saying like, all right, I'm an overthinker.
Right.
And I don't try to put that on people and stuff to like say this can happen and keep it looking in a negative light. I just look at it stuff as more level, just be grateful.
Yeah.
You gotta be grateful. It was all good just a week ago, like exactly how you saying.
Mm-hmm.
And then your world flips upside down and stuff. What do? Where do you go from here? Like, yeah, you might need to take a time to lament, cry, feel a type of way, feel the emotions and stuff, but this world is still spinning.
Still spinning. I seen a post today with Dame Dash, and he was saying, if you're running a business and something happens and you start crying, you're not a boss. Bosses fix problems. That's what they're there for. They're there to handle the problems and fix the problems. All the other workers do the work. But when something rises, they're looking towards you, right? And it's like, No, you gotta be able to just shake whatever it is and continue. Like go true.
You're right. You're right.
You gotta you'll be able to go true.
I feel like we live in a world today where a lot of people they can't handle it. And I say it like that. It's a broad statement when I say that they can't handle it, is that I think they might need mild instructions to expect what could possibly happen. But who knows? Like, circumstances stuff would change from from person to person and situation to situation, right? So not everybody will have the answers and stuff, but a lot of times when you're within the problem, you can find a way towards a solution. I like how Dame Dash said it, but I just feel like most of the time his way to express it won't come off too clean.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people would get lost. What he's saying and stuff is 100.
Mm-hmm.
What he's saying is 100. Like, people love using titles of boss, king, all this type of stuff. Let me see your fucking kingdom. Let me see your queendom.
Right.
Show me you're a boss.
Right.
Are you an employee? You own a business? No, you don't own a business, but you're a boss.
Right. Boss of what?
Yeah, like, so what he's saying is more of a G check to those people.
Yeah.
And I feel like that, but my people. I love y'all, my people. Some of the ones that don't love me, I look at it and stuff is where dust yourself off and try again. Like, and that's as real as it gets. Because not everything's gonna work in your favor. And you just gotta proceed and move forward and stuff and just take the lesson that it came with. So it's win or lose. Not win or lose, win or learn.
I always say as long as there's air in my lungs to allow me to move forward, I'm doing my best to keep moving forward.
Okay. We got the. So let me ask you, how do you feel about Trump being locked up and being released out? Is he broke now? Like, I don't understand, because a lot of times when I see other celebrities get arrested, and they know they got bail money, they cheesing. My man
he was vexed. I think he's just vexed because he got locked up. I don't think he's that vexed that he spent the money, and I don't think
he spent the money, but I'm looking at stuff as in general, like, yo, boss, like, why so serious?
Yeah.
I would say
he always got that scowl look on his face. No?
Like this?
Have you ever seen Trump smile?
All the time. Biden, when he called Biden stupid.
Yeah, he that smart.
Yo, look at him. He's so stupid. He didn't even know what to say. Are you sleeping, Joe?
I see more lip pointing.
Yeah. Trump might be Jamaican.
He might be Jamaican.
He might be from the West Indies and stuff, whatever. Which candidate is pissing you off? That one, so
him over there.
Inmate P01135809.
Oh shit.
I make sure
and his mugshot too.
Put in my notes.
He got the hair comb for the mugshot.
Yeah. He got that. He got it under wax. I don't know.
So I heard everybody has been released except one black dude who didn't have any.
He had an assault charge pending.
Okay. He had an assault charge pending and
stuff, whatever, pending. So it's kind of like, I guess, this stacked up with that.
Right.
For all we know, because I heard that, I think Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even by now, he might have gotten a possible release. If not, then it's really whatever took place in that assault charge and stuff prior.
Right.
That's what's probably holding him back. Now, let's say the other people and stuff whatever didn't have any priors.
So then they just got the bail and then skedaddle.
Ending them out. But yeah, I found it entertainment that night. That night when it was going down, because I think we spoke about it briefly about, like, he had 9 days to turn himself in and da-da-da. And then when he waited to the, down the wire, I was like, if he had a set time, if he was smart, he would have like a press conference rally or somewhere else and have a convoy follow him. Then when he go in, he's like, I'm not exciting the rise. I just left. These people came on their own.
This is true.
You can't catch me no Capitol Hill Part 2.
This is true.
So, people ride for their Trump.
They ride for him, man. They ride for him.
All right. What else we got?
Oh, the Wagner boss?
The plane man?
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like it's a conspiracy? His plane crashed miraculously when... Think about this. He rushed into Russia.
Right.
He rushed into Russia. He went into Russia specifically to go kill Putin.
Right.
He said they're going to take down this leader who's in charge because he's ruining the great country of Mother Russia.
Right.
They crossed over into Russian land. Plane crash happened, and he happened to go down. Now, he did other, I want to say, radio interviews.
Yeah.
To stay under the radar and stuff like that, to let him know like he's still alive and well. But this is when he's gone dark.
Right. So the last thing I heard is that the Wagner Group actually reported and said that
he's confirmed
he was on the
on
plane.
That plane.
And I'm not sure, but I think I heard like the number 2 was also on the plane as well. But I think I don't think
I just said, tell me how the plane went down.
Yeah.
Tell me how the plane went down.
Yeah.
Tell me how the plane went down, and then show me the crash site. Tell me how the plane went down and show me the crash site.
I seen footage of the crash site, the plane coming down and
I seen
the crash, but
a video.
I haven't seen anything
I seen
else.
a video of a plane crash and stuff like that.
It's probably the same one that I seen, and they got closer to the wreckage.
Yeah. So I'm like, first of all, like the thing that always pisses me off and stuff too when it comes to the government. This right here, see this?
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker can shoot 4K videos.
Mm-hmm.
For this iPhone at the time, I spent less than $1,100 for this.
Yeah.
Government, millions.
Yeah, what
they
say they got a satellite in the sky that can pinpoint, like, can zoom in on like a penny.
Bro, you seen the Hubble telescope?
Yeah.
We're looking way out into space.
Yeah.
Crystal clear, seeing colors and dust.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I ask these motherfuckers for a UFO photo and stuff, they send me some grainy shit. I'm like, are you joking? So when I seen this and stuff, I'm like, I need more detail. Like, we don't believe you need more people. I'm not buying it. So I feel conspiracy. But then again, the man made a statement because, was it Kathy Griffin? Yeah, I think when Trump was in power, said she was going to cut off Trump's head. Or, she had imagery of her holding like a fake Trump's head and stuff for like a comedy special and everything.
Yes.
And she got charged.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying.
She came on the TV bawling after that. Yeah.
So I'm like, you've now made a threat to a world leader. You're now hiding in this world leader's country, planning to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
World leaders in country, his own government, man. Fuck out of here, dog. He dealt with that ass.
One time.
No further questions.
One time.
No further questions.
Listen, man, you gotta love the people in Russia. Like, yeah, there's some diehard Putin people over there.
Yeah.
Because the one person I seen them interview, they was like, yeah, probably was a hit. But he had a lot of enemies. He wasn't alluding to the one enemy that everybody thinks about. Yeah, but he had a lot of enemies. He did rubbed a lot of. It could possibly be him doing something or him not doing what he was supposed to do. It's like, yeah, I can see it in that circles. But I also know that he dissed the president, prime minister, a few months back, and that prime minister, he ain't too nice. He ain't too nice.
Which prime minister? Which prime minister?
So Putin. Sorry.
Oh, President Putin.
Presidente. He ain't doing. It's just like.
I look at this stuff as where with Putin, since the Ukrainian war thing, he's been put in a position and stuff where, like, you should strike at whatever that you think might attack you.
Right.
Because this is your decisions and you're running a country and stuff. So, like, I think some of his advisors' cabinet's been rotated like several thousands of times and stuff since then.
Right.
You do what you need to do to survive.
Mm.
Because now, everybody in the free world or most of the world coming for your life. Now, the supporter aspect and stuff. So, look at Trump. Look at, what was it? Maloney? The Italian lady?
Yeah.
You got your people. Your people's gonna ride for you regardless. You make a fuck up decision. If they want to ride with you, then that's it. And I think that's part of the political party dance.
Right.
Because I want to say, well, I'm not a diehard liberal. I consider myself center.
Okay.
Right. So I look at it stuff as where, and some things that Trudeau does, I look at it stuff, he might just be riding just for his constituents or his party. And these people were like ride or die and stuff like that as well, too.
Right.
I think these past few years with the pandemic and everything and stuff, whatever, he's lost a lot of that support.
Right.
But there's still supporters and stuff out there. Same thing with Trump.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I see the same thing happening for Putin. I think they're no different.
Only with Putin, he's made sure that he can stay in the office quite a long time.
Hey, that's on the country. Like, I think the country, it's the country's fault for setting that up and stuff.
Yeah.
Right? I keep it a buck. If the country has to deal with that, they have to hug that. So then, therefore, I don't want to say this, but basically, if the country dealt with their own problem,
right,
then they have the ability and the right to change it. I just saying that just in general. I'm not making no threats and no statements and none of the above. Like, I'm not owning that, whatever. I rebuke that, but I look at his stuff as Muammar Gaddafi.
Okay.
Who dealt with him?
U.S.
And his peoples. The Black Ops team and stuff, whatever, and then the U.S. and stuff, and his peoples. Look, they dragged his corpse outside the public display.
Right.
Pulled down his statue. That wasn't U.S. people.
That was his people.
That was his people from his country.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these places and stuff, like, yeah, if they don't have the know-how and all the above, I'm pretty sure they outreach to most of these places.
Yeah.
I've seen Expendables a few times.
Oh, of course.
My country, it needs help.
Of course.
My island, please help us. We will pay you whatever we have.
Listen, man, there's a lot of groups like the Wagner groups out there. We're just hearing of them because of what happened in Russia. But listen, man, they've got these little sleeper cells, ex-Marine, ex-Army people who have said, yo, you know what? It's mercenary for hire time. You know what I mean? I'm gonna sit on a beach in the Philippines till I get that phone call. I'm needed somewhere halfway across the country.
What if you
halfway across the world?
What if you found out your wife was a sleeper agent for another country?
Bro.
Yo.
I'm like, as long as I can keep my life. As
like,
long as like you ain't gotta kill me because now I know too much.
She's like, yo, we had kids. We put a life together. You had more bread. I think I'd be more upset that you had bread that you didn't want to bring to the table. If you told me and stuff whatever, like, yo, like say whatever government that's funding her.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, keep it a buck, babe. I had this one uncle. He's kind of stingy with some funds, but he had bread.
Yeah.
And we don't really see him like that and stuff too much and stuff. Then he passed. So my account, I just get a little extra funds. So
right.
we could do these renos to the house. You know, we could put that, build that new shed.
But how do you constantly explain that? Because, some of these
constantly explain?
Because some of these guys, they go on the missions and it's what, 20,000 a pop they making for the mission, $30,000 a pop they making for the mission.
If the money is hitting on the low, you think I care? Boss, I look at something like, and say, my dear,
right,
sweetheart, like you, please do not kill me. That's one.
As long as you don't kill me.
That's one, because you're thinking this person's a regular daggler. And that's what I'm saying. You can't underestimate nobody.
No, you can't.
Nobody.
You can't.
You don't know who is who, what is what. Every day, I want to say, even in a regular relationship, you take a gamble on love.
You do.
You take a gamble on stuff on love. You hope this person might feel the same way about you. And you're like, oh, she pisses me off, or sometimes I love her. And then she probably look at you, fool. The day I get my phone call, that text message from my country, I'll kill you all.
I remember the movie where Will Smith plays a superhero. Hancock.
Yeah.
Hancock. And dude was married to his wife for like how long? He didn't know
that was Hancock's old girl.
And she how many hundreds of years old?
Yeah, she said they've been on Earth for centuries.
Yeah, and dude is like, huh? What? We same thing. He got the son. He had a little baby, the little son. Is like, yeah, dude, nah. And your wife is like, she's tied to somebody else that she can't escape from.
I don't want to know, man.
If you play me, keep it on the low.
Your shit sound depressed when you were singing it.
Yeah, I'm singing it from his point of view.
I know, clearly. I'm talking about a show. Yo, Netflix got this show called Down for Love.
Down for Love. I've never heard of it. Explain it to me.
What's
it about?
There's been a lot of controversy for it.
Okay.
So listen to the name, Down for Love. What do you think it conspires of? I like this portion.
Well, I think...
hold on, folks. This is the segment Shit Smooth Says.
Go ahead. For a long time, DTF was a thing. Right. So I'm assuming it might be similar along that lines. Like, let's get down and nasty and dirty. It's like,
okay, good. I respect that.
Yeah.
No, that ain't it. But
that ain't it. But that's just.
I didn't know where you want to go with it.
Right.
So that's why I was like, let's just watch them. I just want to, possibly watch you squirm.
There's a crash and burn in this.
Down for Love.
Right.
Is a show. You ever heard of Love on the Spectrum?
No.
So Love on the Spectrum and stuff is a show where they have people with autism.
Okay.
Date other people who have autism.
Okay. Nice. Now I know where this is going.
Is this equality or is this entertainment? Where do you put this?
I want to put it down as equality.
Oh, okay.
But I have to watch one episode to see how they're shooting it and see how the format of the show is. Because that's a big teller, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's either they're either gonna put it in a way where it's heartwarming, heartfelt, or it's gonna be put in a way where it's laughable.
TLC.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's a laughable moment. And if it's laughable, then you know for sure what they're doing it for.
So when you hear shows like My 600-Pound Life, is that not for equality? Because they want their people to.
Yeah, you know what? I at the end of the day, I think it's for equality because, again, I've seen a few episodes, and to me, it's not like them poking fun or making fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's left up to the audience. You can't control how the audience responds to something, right? But for the most part, I think they're just chronicling this person's life, like either like how they got to that point,
mm-hmm.
and like what they're going through now that they're at that point. And I don't know what the follow-up is, if they do follow-up shows to show like where this person is now. But yeah, I don't see them poking fun at it. Dr. Pill Popper, that I look at entertaining.
Pimple Popper.
Or Pimple Popper, yeah. That I look at is like...
that would be a lit show. Dr. Pill Popper?
Pill Popper.
Yeah, like, you just pop different meds and stuff and go do work? Hey, yo, I will watch that shit.
Yeah, I watch that too.
I don't want him to experiment on me. Like, imagine him just
that
waving.
That would be the one not that have the question. So, let me see your certificate, your diploma really close.
Did you get from blank University? Like, don't worry, relax. I'm doing this.
I'm doing this.
I got
this handled.
I feel like most of those shows are more for entertainment purpose.
Right.
I look at it as stuff as where we'll say to the parents of Down syndrome people.
Yeah.
And to the parents who have children that's on a spectrum.
Right.
I look at it as stuff as where, do you want them to have a normal life as possible? Or do you want their life to be different?
Right.
I say it like that because if you're trying to have a normal life as possible,
mm-hmm.
you just kind of do whatever it takes regular day to day. Like when you're raising your kids, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen you wet cell phones out and stuff like that to kind of just make it for entertainment kind of purpose. Like it's your business.
Right.
What you say to your kids, how you deal with your kids and all that type of stuff is not entertainment. It's more like people to people type of shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That people to people aspect and stuff. Like if I'm like, I don't know, if I'm a parent of somebody who has Down syndrome and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Would I want them to be with somebody else who might be with Down syndrome? Or would I want them to be with somebody possibly with no Down syndrome?
Right.
So that if they do fall in love, I can rest assured and say, you know what? At least this extra person has got my child's back and stuff as well.
Right.
Spectacle purpose and stuff like that, I'm not a fan for. I'm a private person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at it as like, this is entertainment for me.
It's entertainment.
Without even watching one episode and stuff, but I can say it's entertainment for me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of controversy going on and stuff.
I'd have to watch it. And the reason why I say I'd have to watch it and then it would be...
Watching it tonight?
That's it. Might be... Tune in. To find out if Not Your Average Joseph watched it. But the reason why I say is because I'm looking at it from the person who has the actual Down syndrome themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we it's been preached a lot that representation means a lot.
Of course.
Right? So...
And that's what the topic and stuff is.
Yeah.
Equality or entertainment, right?
Yeah,
because I looked at it stuff as where representation means a lot.
Right.
It means a lot. Not to cut you, I'm gonna let you get back to your thought, but I mean, you don't see a lot of Down syndrome people or probably known people on spectrum, like on the spectrum,
right?
Like on regular TV shows,
right?
So I want to say, even when it came to Breaking Bad, and it had Walter Jr., like that guy who played Walter Jr. stuff, he legit, I think, has like a form of cerebral palsy.
Okay. I
was looking at stuff, I'm like, I'm a fan of that.
Yeah.
Because again, the show is not really based around him, but this is
he's
a real person,
character,
and he has a condition, and he's on there, and in the show, we kind of like, I want to say, we normalized it. We normalized it, like this is what it is and stuff. How many shows have you seen and stuff where they have like people with Down syndrome that's like in the cast?
That's what I'm saying. It's like it's very rare, right? And it's like that does not mimic real life. Like, it's hard to find anybody right now in life that doesn't know at least somebody, whether that it be personal or even in the family. Like, it's hard to press. It's like, it's common. So to not have them represented on TV, it's like, I would feel a way if I'm if I have Down syndrome, right? Like, what about what? Because I have it, I can't act, I can't fall in love, I can't do all these things. So if you're watching,
I felt that.
Yeah. So if you're watching this now, and let's say you because you know that you have Down syndrome, maybe you thought it's impossible for you to have love or find love.
Correct.
Right. So you see this on TV now, it changes you. It changes the whole. So I'm saying, but as long as they do it in that lovable way, right? Because the last thing you want to do is have this person with this condition watching this show and you're making fun of them. Or you're putting them in a light where they can be laughed at.
True. No said. What TV show or movie do you refuse to watch?
TV show or movie? Listen, my wife's a fan of HGTV, so it's constantly stuck on that channel. I keep seeing a commercial for Strip and Flip. I've never.
You don't want to see Mike get mystical.
I'm never going to take in an episode.
But they're builders by day and strippers by night.
You watch it and let me know how it goes.
Me. I don't want to see no damn dick in my damn eyeball besides my own.
One hammer by day, the other hammer by night.
That's out of pocket. That's out of pocket. You're not wrong.
Nah.
You're not wrong.
Not wrong.
Tune in, HGTV, for Strip and Flip. This is a free promo for Strip and Flip. Send all your comments to Not Your Average Joseph on how you enjoy the show.
Hey, you need a screenwriter. I just gave you the hammer by day, another hammer by night.
You just got a bias on that. Why? Because Mike got magical in your eyeballs before.
Yeah. I had to tune on, man, to wash my eyeballs, man. I'm not down for it.
Did you watch Brokeback Mountain?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's nothing wrong with it. It's not my forte.
I haven't watched. Did you watch Fruitvale Station?
Yeah, that's when Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I didn't watch that.
What that got to do with
Strip and Flip? Isn't there some
questionable? What's questionable? Let's hear this. Shit.
The same reason why you didn't watch Brokeback Mountain, Marv.
No, Fruitvale Station. I don't recall any homoerotic kind of scenes and stuff in there.
Oh no, so it's just all talk.
Yeah, it was that's all talk. The Bart thing.
Okay, so maybe I'll take it.
Moonlight now.
Moonlight was the other one.
Moonlight set me up and stuff whatever. So I had to like realize what kind of flick it was.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, we're not doing this, that, whatever, right? So then. The woman I was watching it, she's like, what are you, homophobic? I was like, I am not. But I know for a fact, if I'm paying my bread, I want to see some titties. I don't want to see some
There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you putting your money towards what you want.
And let the church say amen. And that movie, gay men. I think it's a bias. I don't have a bias towards it, but I just look at it as something that we're representation.
Yeah.
It goes back to the representation thing. I'm a heterosexual black man, right? And I feel like if you or somebody was a homosexual black man, and they look like, we're regular people too.
Of course.
How come they don't have no movies for us?
There you go.
Here comes Moonlight, right? And again, it's for your laneway because I don't expect those same people that might watch Moonlight. Well, I don't know. They might be film buffs. I can't speak about them, but would they really break their neck to go see like a movie where I don't know, like some hood shit, like some I'm About It or something like that, right? It might be up in the alley, it might not be and stuff, but then it might be something where it's like they don't feel representative enough to watch it. Like I said, representation does mean a lot.
It means a lot.
That's why I can semi understand the dance and stuff too. Because when I look at it as a parent, I'm not hiding my kid from the Drake. Not hiding my kid from the world. I'm hiding the world from my kid. The world is a dangerous place. I just look at it as in this circumstance, you gotta be tactful.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you want like unnecessary like press a paparazzi when you want said person to try and live a normal life as possible. Right. So that's my take on it. I wanted to ask you and stuff before we get to like question of the week about negative biases. Is it a good thing or a bad thing to have?
Negative biases?
Yeah.
Explain.
Well, because I look at it stuff is where the lens how some people view the world.
Right.
They look at it stuff as like, in my case, I believe in Willy Wonka and the Oompa Loompas and stuff. So I have more of a positive outlook on most of the things in life. Are you a glass half empty or half full kind of guy?
I'm a half full.
You're half full?
I'm a half full type of guy.
You sure? You kind of struggled with that just a while ago. I was worried about you.
No. I'm half full.
I would say half empty in speech wise, but my main concern and stuff is that even if I'm saying it, I've known like to myself, when it comes to the water analogy, 9 times out of 10, if it's half full, I'm not gonna pour a half full glass of water.
Right.
I'm gonna pour a full.
Right.
So if it's at the halfway mark, I done got half of that in my system already, and I'm grateful that I had half of this in my system.
Yeah.
So it's not half empty to me, but in wording, I would say in the verbiage, that would automatically be coming out. Now, looking at the world, yes, the world has some pieces and players and people that just might not seem like humanity and stuff is still here.
Right.
But I still feel like humanity and stuff is still thumping along and wise and well.
I think so.
So
it's like how we always say like the fuck shit is up front, so you see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the decent people, you won't see that as often. So
we don't have Netflix shows.
In some people's minds, they're not out there. But no, they're out there. It's just not because they're not in your social media feed or that you don't see them on the news. No, there's decent people still exist in the world.
Now, bring it back to the negative bias thing. Because let's say you have a negative bias on something.
Right.
I want to say defense mechanism goes off. ADT.
It's a defense mechanism.
So your ADT and stuff, whatever, your security system and stuff just goes off in your body and stuff, and you're like, okay, this might possibly bite me. Let's say animal or some shit.
Right.
This animal might possibly bite me. If it doesn't bite me, do you change your outlook on this animal?
Yeah.
How long would it take for you to change your outlook on said animal and stuff to possibly bite you? 24 hours, a week, a month, A year?
It would probably take maybe 24 hours.
That's good.
Take about 24 hours.
That is actually that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Most people are not like that.
No.
And I feel like majority of these people, like, because we're so disconnected from each other,
yeah,
a lot of people have now gained a negative bias and then turned it into like a good thing.
Right.
As a security system. I'm like this because other men fucked me over. Like, I hear women say it all the time and stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm like this because men made me hard or something like that. And I'm not just poking at women, but it's just, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got black men who say they ain't dating black women because they this, that, and then the third. So it's we're not just picking on you, ladies. We're not just picking on you.
I know somebody.
You know somebody?
I asked
that negative experience.
But I asked him and stuff. I said, you come from a beautiful black woman.
Right.
Right? You have strong black woman in your family. I said, is there a particular reason why? And then he said, a lot of the ones that he meets is this behavior.
Right.
So I'm like, but this...
But you're blanking it, but he's going to blanket everybody.
Like, not to put his business out there, but it's basically like he's saying, like, I guess, like, stereotypical ghetto woman.
Yeah.
But I said, but then you have these bougie, uppity black women that even would, like, turn their nose up to those ones.
Yeah.
So they're already in your landscape. Why not try and hunt them or try and date them?
Yeah.
Crickets were chirping. And I think I seen a ball of tumbleweed just kind of go by and stuff, right? So I said, maybe you should turn off your negative bias. Because the way how you view the world and stuff is exactly what you're going to see. If you're looking at a black woman, any black woman, and you're going to look at her and stuff as like, she ghetto, she loud, she ratchet, she blah, blah, blah. She probably have a bag of kids and stuff, whatever. And then you go to have a conversation with her and she's not like that. Do you now start to change? And that's what I'm saying. How long would it take?
Yeah.
Because some people will be like, oh, that's just one. So they won't go with the 24-hour thing because that might be the day comparison to like the pet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like they might need to see several black women and stuff like that. Or they might need to see a Facebook group or two.
That's a lot.
Like, I don't know.
That's a lot.
Because I look at the stuff as this. Even if, let's say, for like a woman's aspect and stuff, whatever, right? Ladies, come for him. This is his show.
Come for me.
But I look at it like, if a woman's like, oh, black men cheat. I'm like, first of all, we have a theme song, okay?
We got our own theme.
Black men don't cheat.
Go listen to the song.
You're looking like, no, some black people, black men and stuff. Like, how many black men would it take for you to say not all black men don't cheat?
Right.
And some of them can't put it into ways as up to quantify, but they want to justify.
Yeah.
And that's what always pisses me off about a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just in general.
Yeah.
You can't quantify it, but you want to justify it. Make it make sense. The math isn't mathing.
Not at all.
So I come back to you, kind sir. Is a negative bias a good thing because of the ADT system, or a bad thing because you make the world around you and stuff is now look like a dark, scary place?
It's gonna be, I think, a bad thing.
Okay.
I think you may be closing yourself off of opportunities that may present itself because of your negative bias.
Well said.
And two, I always think that it's a problem needs an answer or it needs a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping a negative bias does neither of those. It just continues you to have that problem.
Interesting. Yeah, I agree. If you keep it.
Yeah, if you keep it, then you're constantly having that problem. You haven't solved it.
But I know, like, as an overthinker, what do they call this thing now? In neuroscience, having a brain fart. Okay. Cognitive
dissonance? Is it
no.
Something different?
Cognitive flexibility.
Cognitive flexibility.
Cognitive flexibility is the other portion of stuff of like the negative biases.
Okay.
Where it's kind of like you've experienced a bad situation already.
Right.
And now it's kind of like the PTSD or the trauma behind it. So you're setting up like defense things or walls.
Right.
So this doesn't happen and
again.
stuff again.
Right. Yeah.
Is that a bad thing? Fuck no.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
But again, I feel like every situation and circumstance should be evaluated like that.
Yeah.
The thing and stuff is, I think, the older you get, or a person, or let's say the more wiser a person gets, fuck age.
Right.
They start to realize that everything is circumstantial.
Yeah.
Because let's say for myself, I came to a point before I'm like, hell no, I'm not doing a woman's laundry. I was young.
Yeah.
I was young. I was young, ladies.
Yeah.
Stay on the Marv campaign. This is shit Smooth told me to say.
But I'm gonna get hate mail.
Dear not your average ass face. How dare you corrupt sweet ass Marv?
How does your wife put up with you?
Yeah. But okay, I was in a situation where I had an ex at the time, and she wasn't like officially living with me.
Okay.
But it was a circumstance where like she was there. And I wasn't, that's not a problem. So I'm gonna say like basically like kind of like she was here, she was there with me for some days, and she probably go back to her family life and stuff, whatever, like flip-flop and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
She fucked up her wrist.
Okay.
I think like something happened where some kind of injury took place. So she fucked up her wrist. She had to get like, cast and everything and stuff like that on there.
Yeah.
And all the above. And normally if she was at my spot, she would do our laundry.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'll do the laundry and stuff, but it's not a problem. Like, because normally it's my stuff, and it's with her. If she knows she's going back to
a few items, maybe a few items.
Yeah, if she has a few items and stuff, whatever, she's more aware enough to say, like, all right, if she came over and she's there for like 2-3 days, she'll put all her dirty clothes or some shit like in like another little bag or something like that, and then bring it back to the fam house and stuff for them to do laundry and all the above. She didn't do that in this circumstance, but this is a different situation. Because in normal situations, this is what she would do. Take the laundry and stuff, whatever. She just left things. She just kind of took what she needs to take because, she's going through some things.
Yeah.
And she can drive back home with the one hand and stuff properly. I used to talk reckless and stuff, but I'm not doing women's laundry and everything like that. I'm not saying that it's... A lot of people be like, why? I think the thing and stuff is that I understand men and women are different.
Right.
I know what kind of woman she was. I can't swear for every other woman and stuff like that, whatever. What do you do with your period panties?
Right.
Do you try and Handmaid's Tale them things? You know what I'm saying?
And get that scrub board?
Yeah, what do you do with the panties and stuff, whatever? Or do you just like say, they're off
do you
now,
organ grind your panties clean?
Organ grind your panties. You see the shit he says? I'm glad you guys are hearing this.
I'm sorry, women. I'm sorry.
Hate mail.
The imagery just came into my head.
Organ grind your panties. Oh my gosh. Is you gonna even have any crotch? There's gonna be crotchless panties in no time. Yo. I look at this stuff as
we're gonna say a different way of rubbing one out.
Oh, touche.
Touche.
Double entendre. So I think that was my thing and stuff. And at the time, and I didn't really know exactly, because the relationship was still kind of fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh like and stuff, whatever. So I've never ever before that kind of did the laundry, like her laundry.
Right.
Like that, whatever, right? And then I was like, maybe, ain't no panties in there. I'm like, no, there's panties in there.
It's panties in there.
I was like, all right. From what I know of her, I don't recall like spillage, leakage, or anything like that,
Right.
Just do the best of the ability. And I did it. And then like eventually like that bias that I had.
It just went.
Didn't it possibly take a week? I think it probably took like a little bit more than that, but I think it's probably less than a month.
Okay.
Because I was kind of like, oh shit, I already done did it now.
Yeah.
Like I remember my mom, a long time ago, she sent me to go get pads for her.
Right.
Right? She's like, yo, do me a favor. She's like, I'm gonna give you some money. She goes to her purse and stuff like that, but she's not telling me what she needs me to go to the store for.
Yeah.
So then she just mentions stuff like, I need you to buy me some pads. So I was like, a notepad? Like, I was 5th grade. I was like 11 at this time.
Right.
So I'm looking like,
notepad? What do you need a notepad for?
You're in school now? Like, what's good with you, mom? It's like, salute to you for going back. Like, I know what was going on. She's like, no, pad. I'm on my monthly. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm like, why you can't go?
I get open to this.
Right? She's like, I'm not feeling too well and stuff, whatever. And back in the day, remember the newspapers and shit like that? Like they had like the flyers and stuff that used to come to the house. So she legit like tore out the flyer.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a coupon. She just tore out like the flyer and like, because remember, like I want to say Walmart, they used to do like monthly magazines and everything back in the day. So it's kind of like one of those. She saw the pad thing, tore out the page, and she's like, here, this is exactly the one I want.
Right.
This 32 pack or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So like, shit. I don't think a man should be doing this, or a young man in training should be doing this and stuff like that, whatever, at the time. Then that day I went to go ride my bike to go get what I need to get. I seen two of my asshole jackal friends. Oh shit, we were coming to your house to see if you want to come outside and play.
Yeah.
Where are you going? I got some things on my mind right now. I want to talk about it. You know, I just got to go do some things. These fuckers follow me to Walgreens. No. And when I got to Walgreens, I was going to like do the little bike lock shit, whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay, Marv. We'll watch your bike. Just go ahead and come back. So they're now circling in the parking lot, riding bikes around these parked cars and stuff, whatever. I'm looking outside the opening doors
to see when you can make it run to the bike.
I was like, yo. So I go to the cashier. I'm like, yo, can you put this in a paper bag for me, please? She put it in a paper bag, but then the fucker want to staple the receipt onto
the paper bag.
I yoked that bitch off so fast. Then when I go outside, they're like, yo, what's in there? One of my asshole friends and stuff, whatever. Yo, salute to Kenny, man. Kenny looked at me and stuff, whatever. Kenny said, I didn't know Walmart sell chicken wings. Why is it in a paper bag? Walgreens is in a paper bag. I was like, yo, fuck you. So I ride the bike. I have the pad underneath my arm. I'm pedaling away.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
And these fuckers and stuff out here taking shortcuts to catch up to me. And one caught me off at my house.
No.
They're like, what's in the bag? Now we want to know what's in the bag and stuff. Yeah, I dashed down the bike and I was like, I'll punch one of you guys and stuff. And I ran upstairs. I gave my mother her change, threw the shit down. I was like, I'm never buying your woman a pad again. Yeah. But I got over it.
You got over it.
I fucking got over it. Yeah. Why wouldn't I assist the person I love?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's different because men won't tease men. Boys
will tease boys.
Boys will tease boys.
Ladies, another difference. Another gem for you.
Another gem.
You can tell the difference between men and boys about how they tease. Not really, because we immature as shit. Yeah. You still don't get these jokes.
Scrap that.
Yeah. Who are you kidding?
Scrap that.
Who are you kidding?
No.
Yeah, man, but that was that. And my negative bias is now changing left.
Yeah.
Let's get to question of the week.
All right.
Question of the week. You probably have an idea where I'm going to go with this one and stuff. Question of the week says, should people pay homage to the pioneers that came before them? By pioneers, I not only mean like, let's say, the musicians, like the Battle of the Beatmakers type of world or hip hop and stuff.
No,
but
just in general.
That.
Yeah.
Because I look at it stuff as where your job, you weren't the first employee to ever do that job.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Do you like say like, oh shit, kind of take the note to say like, wow, how did this job get to like this? Because I look at it where, yeah, you might get hired for a job. Hopefully you don't lie for it.
Hopefully.
But you get this job now and you're looking like, yo, the circumstances for this might be fucked up. Like, they might give you a situation where shout out to my nurses. I see my nurses go through these things all the time and stuff, whatever, where they're short staffed.
Yeah.
Right? Underpaid and overworked and underpaid. That's the expression.
Yeah.
I've seen that. So let's say some of the veterans that I know, they're bowing out gracefully. They're like, enough is enough. Retirement.
Right.
They did this pandemic dance.
Yeah.
Kind of took an extra toll on them and stuff, whatever. Their breads, their funds and stuff is good. They're out.
Right.
New person comes into their position, be like, how the fuck you guys work with like this with like minimum staff and
Yeah.
People like, yeah, somebody did that before you.
Yeah.
Like suck it up, buttercup. Either do the job or quit.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying, like to pay the homage to the people before you, to the pioneers and stuff before you.
I think you definitely gotta
you
pay homage to the persons who, because and you can't take that word pioneer lightly, right? Because there may be things that you're doing in your job right now today
that people lost their life for.
Yeah, if it wasn't for them, it may be 10 times harder, right? They've gone through the process and they've streamlined it to make it work for them, right? And then the company looks and sees how they streamline it and they say, okay, you know what? That's not going to be an SOP.
Yep.
And then now you got this thing that there's a lot of stuff in there that you probably didn't even think of or probably didn't have the knowledge of, right? Because some of the old school stuff is now gone, right? Like it's like there's different ways of doing it. Not to say that it's wrong or it's more efficient, but sometimes you just change your ways of doing stuff. But that veteran might have had that inside knowledge that you may be lacking.
I feel like so long time ago, I can't remember which episode, but we talked about like, would you rather go 5 years in the future, like 10 years in like, what was it? I think 10 years in the future or 10 years in the past.
Right.
Right. I seen somewhere where I went somewhere and I was talking to somebody and they're like, what about 50 years or something in the past and stuff, to expunge on the question and the topic. I said, I'm not doing more than 10 when it comes to this stuff, whatever, because 50 years ago, the landscape was different.
It's different.
The landscape was definitely different.
Yeah.
And then even much as 100 years ago, boy, there'd be no podcast. We'd be coon somewhere and stuff, whatever, just happy to read something.
Massa, I chipped all the rocks today.
Right.
Marv chipping right beside. We're still gonna be beside each other, but it won't be potting.
Yeah, it won't be potting.
It won't be potting.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, to those and stuff, like even to the ancestors and everything that's been in the position or like have walked the path and stuff for you, right?
Yeah.
I want to say from when I was born, I've never had a grandfather.
Okay.
My mother's father passed and stuff, whatever, when she was 16. 16. And then my father's father passed when he was like 17.
Right.
So I've never had a grandfather.
Right.
But yet it took a moment in time where he saw my grandfather met my grandmother to hence, i.e., why I'm here to this day.
Right. Yeah.
So I take the time and stuff. I don't know him or them particular, but I'm grateful.
Of course. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it stuff as where even like when both my grandmothers when they passed, I looked at them and stuff and I'm like, yo, without you, I wouldn't be here.
No.
But a lot of people don't give a fuck about that.
No, a lot of people don't give a shit about that.
Okay.
A lot of people don't give a shit about that.
All right.
But I constantly, and that's the one thing I was like, yo, you'll never, ever hear me or see me disrespect my parents. Like, I am not here if you guys don't, if my mom don't conceive me, if my father don't plant that seed. I am not here to complain. I am not here to be mad at anybody. I'm not here to do anything. So you know what? Let me be grateful for the life that I was given and thankful for the people who gave it to me.
Well said. Let's get to the Ask the Sons question. First Ask the Sons question comes from CheetoDude.
CheetoDude.
What did sex ed definitely not prepare you for? Go first. I got an answer.
I can't think of one.
You can't think of one?
Not prepare me for?
Yeah.
No, I can't think of any.
Everything. For me, everything, including orgasms. Everything.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I've never, when I was younger, squirting wasn't a thing.
Right.
Squirting wasn't a thing. Because the first thing I would ask, is it pee?
Right. Yeah.
This is the first thing I would ask. Be like, no, it's when a woman is, and I'm like, oh, that's a level of orgasm now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So a good portion of stuff, I want to say sex ed, I didn't really learn from sex ed. I think.
And I was going to say, when you were about to wrap up, I was going to say, that's the reason why. Because, okay, we didn't have sexual education class until I want to say, briefly touched upon it in like grade 8 gym class. grade 7.
That's the only time you got sex ed?
That's when it started. Like grade 8, grade 7 gym class.
Okay.
Right?
But they got in depth throughout the course of the years.
It went by the time you hit high school, then it became like a separate thing in and itself. Parenthood and sex education.
Okay.
Right? That was like a course you could take, right? But up until, like I said, grade 7 and grade 8, that was when our first form of education of sex. Okay. I can tell you, by the time I was in grade 7 and 8, I wouldn't say I knew everything.
No, but
I knew a good amount to not be surprised when I got into sex education class. They might have taught me proper terms, like proper pronunciations and proper names of things. But some majority of it that they were trying to teach me, I knew. And then the stuff that they didn't teach me, it's not like it came as any shock or any surprise to me to say, okay, well, I wasn't prepared for it.
No. I want to say Miracle of Life VHS. Did you guys see that?
Miracle of Life?
There's a tape when the baby's being born, lady with some dark cooch hair. And like they showed the whole baby like being birthed out and stuff. Yo, shout out to that woman that just put her cooch and her business
for educational purposes.
For education purposes. Shout out to the baby that was born and stuff too. That person, that tape was old.
I was about to say that.
That person's a grandfather. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. If it was a girl, it's a grandparent. Yeah, girl or boy.
Sure, for sure.
But when I seen it come out, I was like, hey, yo. That's why I told myself, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I can watch a woman I'm with having, like, I can stand on a kids. You watch both of your kids? Yeah. How long did it take to go back into that good old honey pot?
Right after she got all good and ready.
You're fucked. Shit smooth says. Yeah, you're different. Yeah.
You would have a phobia?
No, but I just, like I said, I'm an overthinker. So like, it'll just be in my head. It's like, it'll take a real horny day,
right,
to kind of put me back to be like, yo, fuck it, it's better than jerking it.
Oh my, that sounds like negative. What? Negative
bias.
Negative bias, Mark.
I need to have a kid to watch the whole thing and then train myself to come out of it. Unfortunately,
the buck stops. The buck stops at Xavier.
I'm kosher at this point. Next question comes from Kashmir-K. What is the hardest part of getting older?
Not being able to hold your pee.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
I think your body in general.
Just the least is starting to lose the functionalities of certain things.
Because I look at it as where. So, we're sharing. We're sharing. My left knee, start acting kind of different the past few months.
Yeah.
I'm out here moving like friggin' Canadian icon figures and stuff like that with my walk. We not gonna say who. But healthcare is free in Ontario, man. I'm looking like, yo, this shit needs to be checked out because I'm gonna need my body to work at its optimum capacity.
Right.
I still have a full 40 years to live and stuff, whatever, to my knowledge.
Right.
And when I'm looking at some things, like, okay, so I went to the X-ray, and they said, oh, we'll send the doctor the results and stuff in a matter of like a few days, because I did on the weekend. I'm thinking, these fuckers are gonna call me.
Yeah.
I'm like, these fuckers really not calling me? For real? I called the doctor's office real quick. I'm like, hello, how you doing?
Doc, what up?
The receptionist and stuff, whatever. Like, she's like, oh, is this, Marvin? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. I'm like, have him to call me. Then I said, Doc, what up, man?
Yeah.
Am I dying? I have arthritis? Like, what's going on? He's like, no, you need to do some stretching. It's old age and stuff, whatever. I'm like, bruh, this old age thing, I don't want it. Like, body parts not functioning. I used to have a fro. Your body's just different in general. Kashmir-K, your body's just different in general.
Yes. In general.
In general. And I think
has your sex calmed down now? Is it still wild and stunting, or have you more in tune with what you can do at this age?
No, I think I'm more in tune with what I can do and stuff at this age, because I'll tell you why. Me and my boys, we were having a convo and stuff, whatever, like a few weeks ago and stuff. And we were talking about like getting pains, pains through sex. Like, I remember you and I were talking about it and stuff, whatever, right? So I think it was kind of like when you and I were talking about it, salute to that person and stuff, whoever sent that question, because it was somebody sent us the question, right? Ask the son. Can't remember your name. We do appreciate that question, but everything, like the questions and the topics we talk on the show, we tell them treat like a Thanksgiving turkey is something you can eat for days. I took the convo to them.
Okay.
And then when we were having the convo and stuff, guys were saying they done caught Charlie horses. One dude said he said he was digging in the woman, lost his footing when he was standing up, and he slipped and kind of, he knew his dick was out, so he said his first instinct was to shield his dick, but he went falling and he hit his head on like a furniture piece.
Yeah, no. I'm too old for stunting.
So I'm looking like, are you not comfortable with regular doggy style on the bed? Like, like, do you have to? He's like, yo, sometimes the moment calls for him. Like, I get it. I've been in that position.
And that's what and that's why I asked, because
but it's not a norm.
No.
I don't make that a norm.
No.
I make that until like a anniversary fuck. Or a special occasion fuck.
Special occasion.
Yeah.
Those are the throwdowns you do on vacation. Like, you know what I mean? You got the hotel.
Yes.
Yeah, now you got to stunt.
Now you got to stunt. Now you got to stunt, whatever. Because now you're not in the house stuff. You can do the regular shit and stuff, whatever. Show out. But that's what I'm saying. If you know you're going to show out, mentally prepare for what the show might
stretch. Do some stretching.
Pilates.
That week, you're going on vacation. Stretch that entire week.
She out there doing a little hot stuff, baby, this evening. She's like, yo, what are you doing, babe? Just working out the flex. Muscles? Yeah, that's it.
Gotta loosen up the waist.
Yeah.
Gotta loosen up the waist.
Yeah, definite. Last question comes from Jessica M1000. What is the best? That's a lot of sex type of shit. Now, come and think about it now. What's your best excuse for having a boner?
I just woke up.
No, I'm just laughing at the boner word and stuff. Whatever.
It's boner.
Like, I have an idea of what's your demographic. I don't have an excuse for if they happen, they happen. I think I made peace with it. I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I heard an OG say an erection is a bad thing to waste. And I looked at it stuff as a hard on is a bad thing to waste. And when he said that stuff, whatever, he's like, we don't unlike women, we don't know when if they're turned on or not through their clothes.
Right.
And everything like that. And if some dudes, if they flagpole and stuff, whatever, take it as a salute. You should pay homage and stuff, whatever. That. They be like, oh, this guy's flagpoling and stuff for me. Because I know there's women that are crushed if the guy's dick don't stand up and stuff, or they'll be like, oh, it's on him.
Yeah.
Is it really? You could have jerked it. You could have sucked it. You could have did something to it to try and make it rise. You can't make it rise.
Sometimes the breeze blowing, that's enough.
And let the church say amen. And that be that, right? So I look at it stuff as where, for me, I look at it stuff as like, yo, I like you and my dick likes you. So how about that? So there's no excuse here. I'm grown.
Listen.
You like what you see, you don't. You don't like what you see, then it's not for you then.
What's that song? I feel a little poke coming through from you.
Oh. Step back, you're dancing kind of close. Yeah, the baby know and grind it. Yeah. Yeah, that portion. Thank you to the perverts that sent questions. No, I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys.
We appreciate all the questions we get.
Keep sending them in. Good questions and stuff as usual.
Don't matter how off the wall you think it is.
We ain't scared to answer.
Send it in.
All right. We are here at the mark now. We are here at the end. Are you ready for the Ask the Associated Sons?
I'm ready.
Let me get this thing together and boop, there you go. Associated Sons this week says, Not everybody deserves your story because not everybody deserves you.
So says the
Sun. I think a lot of people believe, I don't want to say I know, but I believe a lot of people tend to give everybody their story like everybody gives a fuck.
Yeah.
But not everybody gives a fuck about your story. They just like to be in somebody's business.
Yeah.
Right? And I always look at stuff for like oversharing. You and I, we talk about oversharing and stuff. And I feel like sometimes some people, like even myself, I'm guilty of like oversharing and stuff, but I don't give my story to any and everybody because I'm a private person.
Right.
Some people and stuff would just give their story for it to go from I want to say a conversation to an extra read all about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that should really be the case and stuff, whatever, for most people. Try and find and identify who you deem worthy enough for your story.
Yeah. Then social media is the worst place to live your life out.
Definitely. I don't want to say definitely. I want to say I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Because social media, like, who knows? Like, same thing you were saying earlier. I could have sent somebody and stuff who saw the post to contact you and to tell you stuff like, this ain't the way.
Right.
And then this person could now be, I don't want to say a crutch, but now help you to go to some things, right? It's just, what are you willing to allow?
Yeah.
So are you willing to allow somebody that doesn't deserve you to hear your story and to try to hope to see that they're coming from? And vice versa. Like, some people, the older I get, and I realize stuff, especially when it comes to dating as well, is that certain subjects and stuff, it has a fine line between taboo and the truth.
Yeah.
So I look at where if you feel like this might be a taboo type of thing, like it still might be a truth thing, but if it's something where you gotta wait and see before you can kind of reveal your hand and stuff and tell a person, I'm for that.
I'm for that too.
I'm for that.
But
I think because we live in a world so microwave, everybody just wants everything right then and there.
Yeah, and I think you have to have like the general conversation first to kind of feel where things can go.
No, sir.
Yeah, because you're right. I mean, you don't want to not share and miss out of the opportunity, but you got to know the opportunity exists.
Yes.
Yeah.
Close. Perfect. We are here at the end. So we appreciate you guys all for rocking with us. The new folks and the OG listeners. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Like I said, like, comment, subscribe on all streaming platforms possible.
All of that.
Podical Sons podcast. Once again, thank you for listening to Podical Sons. Remember, the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Doses.
Peace.
Peace.
The Podical Sons was not your average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.